Hey everyone, and welcome. If you're a gym owner, an operator, maybe an entrepreneur just getting started, or a personal trainer looking to expand, then you are in the exact right place. Today, we're going to dive into this fantastic white paper from jthomas all about smarter funding for your fitness business. Our goal is simple: give you some real, actionable insights you can use, like today. So here's what we've got on tap. First, we'll talk about the capital crunch, that constant need for cash. Then we'll get into the trouble with SBA loans and why they often just don't work for gyms. After that, we'll cover a much faster funding solution, show you exactly how you can qualify, and then wrap up with how you can really seize this opportunity. All right, let's get right into it. We're starting with the biggest challenge, really, that every single fitness business owner knows all too well. That relentless, constant need for capital just to keep the lights on and, hopefully, to grow. And this quote from jthomas, man, it just nails it. This isn't just about getting money, it's about momentum, right? Whether you're trying to make payroll during a slow month, or you want to expand your facility, or maybe just finally upgrade that old equipment, having that quick access to capital is what separates the businesses that really thrive from the ones that just kind of tread water. So you need cash, right? Your first thought is probably, okay, I'll go to a bank, get an SBA loan. But here's the thing. For a fast-moving, dynamic business like a gym, that traditional route is often it's a complete mismatch. Let's dig into exactly why that is. I mean, just look at this process. An SBA loan is not a quick fix by any stretch of the imagination. You're gathering mountains of paperwork. You submit this massive application, and then you just wait and wait. We're talking months. In the fitness world, an opportunity you needed that money for, like a killer deal on new treadmills, is going to be long gone by the time you even get an answer. And let's get really specific on these roadblocks. First, the approval process is just agonizingly slow. The bars to qualify are incredibly high. And they almost always demand significant collateral. That means your personal assets, maybe even your house, are on the line. And here's the kicker. Even if you jump through all those hoops and get the money, there are strict limits on how you can use it. Need to pay off some back rent to stay afloat? Sorry, that might not even be allowed. And this right here? This is a huge one. Lenders are typically looking for a credit score of 680 or higher. Now think about that. If you're a startup gym pouring every last dime back into the business, or maybe a facility that's in a turnaround phase, that number alone can be an instant no. It's an immediate disqualifier for so many good businesses. So all of this just leads to one really crucial question. If the most common funding path is basically a dead end for so many of us in the fitness world, what's the alternative? How are you supposed to get the capital you need at the speed your business actually operates? Well, that brings us to the answer. It's a solution that's really designed for the pace of the modern fitness market. It's called unsecured funding. Okay, so what is it? The concept is actually super simple, but man, is it powerful. Unsecured just means you're not putting up your house or your gym equipment as collateral. It's based on your credit and your income. And the best part? No restrictions. None. You get the funds, you have total freedom to solve your most urgent problems or jump on your biggest opportunities. I mean, look at this. The difference is really night and day, isn't it? On one side, you've got the slow, restrictive, high-barrier world of SBA loans. And on the other, you have funding that's fast. We're talking in your bank account in 7 to 10 days with a simple process, no collateral, and zero restrictions. It's a complete game changer for a gym owner. And listen, we're not talking about a few $1,000s to tide you over. The typical funding range here is between $50,000 and $500,000, or sometimes even more. That is the kind of capital that can literally change the entire trajectory of your business, pretty much overnight. Okay, so at this point, you're probably thinking, this sounds great, but how in the world do I actually qualify for this? Well, the good news is it's probably a lot simpler than you think. There are basically two clear paths to get this capital. So path number one is the standard route. It's pretty straightforward. It's based on having a solid credit score, that 680 or higher number again, and a documented income of at least 50 grand a year for the last couple of years. And hey, even if you don't quite hit those marks yourself, a qualified cosigner can often help get you over the finish line. But what if you're already up and running? You've got an established business. Well, there's another way, and it's a great one. It's called bank statement funding. With this, you can qualify using just your last 6 months of business bank statements. All the lenders want to see is consistent revenue coming in and a healthy cash flow without a bunch of negative balances. It's a fantastic option for owners who want to leverage their business's actual performance. All right, this is the fun part. You've got the funding.
Now what? Let's talk about what you can actually do with it. This is really why all of this matters for your gym's future. Just think about the possibilities for a second. You could immediately solve those urgent cash flow problems, like catching up on rent or making payroll without stress. You could finally renovate the locker rooms or buy that new set of functional trainers your members keep asking for. Or you could make a really bold, strategic move, like acquiring a competing gym or even opening a second location to completely dominate your market.
And this right here is maybe the most important takeaway, the golden rule from Jim Thomas himself. When in doubt, just apply. You know, so many gym owners disqualify themselves before they even start. They just assume their credit isn't good enough or their income's too low. But the truth is, it costs absolutely nothing to apply, and you can get a pre-qualification decision the very same day. You have nothing to lose.
At the end of the day, it all boils down to this one simple truth. The fitness industry is incredibly competitive. Your ability to solve problems faster, to implement ideas quicker, and just to act with agility, that is what will put you ahead of 90% of your competition. Speed wins.
So the solution you need, it might be a lot closer than you think. The only real question left is, with that capital in your hand, what's the first game-changing move you're going to make? To find out what you're eligible for, and to get some expert guidance that's tailored specifically for your gym, you should reach out to Jim Thomas directly. His number is 214-629-7223. Again, that's 214-629-7223. And his email is jthomas@fmconsulting.net. Don't wait to take that next step.